Alrighty, y'all. Hello. Americans are going to be sharing what it's like being American in Europe. The good, the bad, the ugly, and perhaps how it got there. So let's go ahead and take a look.
What are you doing?
Alright, let's make coffee at 58, 94 degrees Celsius, and I'm going to...
What are you doing?
Yeah, you know, it's like, it's such a weird position to be in, being an American right now. It's weird even being here in the U.S., right? There's just so much going on, right? The country is just in the most bizarre spot ever. It's been going downhill for years. You could even argue it's been going downhill for decades, but boy, oh boy, did we accelerate it in the last couple. There's a lot going on between politicians, the government versus the people, and just people amongst themselves. We're in a pretty rough spot, and you go to escape it, but yet I imagine it feels weird to be American, especially in, you know, European countries right now. I get it. I also think it's sad, right? We're not all the same. You know, I know Europeans don't want us judging Europeans like you're all the same. We don't like to be judged all the same either, but at the end of the day, the U.S. is crazy. And unfortunately, U.S. citizens get dragged down with it, no matter how loud or how quiet their life has been.
Things I never worried about until I visited Europe. From the perspective of an American who's just learning as he goes. Number one is cutlery usage. If you've watched any amount of my content recently, you've noticed that this is a running theme, but the cutlery usage is very different here than it is in many places in the United States. But basically most Europeans are essentially surgeons when it comes to using a knife and a fork. You'll see what I mean.
Okay, I wish he expanded upon that just slightly. I'm going to have to look that up, right? I feel like that's been brewing for a video topic for a while, and I suppose it probably, you know, differs by country or even regions. But I have heard kind of a universal theme. I've even heard it from you guys that, you know, my cutlery usage, which is rarely seen on this channel, but it has been seen, was pretty funny. And I'm like, wait, what? And it's okay. I could take it. But yeah, that is something I need to study and be aware of. Because apparently most Americans are just doing it all wrong. Pretty interesting. Here we go.
Two is my volume. I'm not a particularly loud person. However, when I am excitable, which hasn't happened a ton since being here, but I've been known to get loud. Like at a rave, or when I'm playing Magic the Gathering, sometimes I do get loud. But that is the thing that I've found that is the most like disdainful American trait is our volume. So if you can just keep your shit wired tight, most Europeans will probably accept you. And then number three is the global perspective of Americans.
Although y'all get excited, right? It like any human being from any country can get excited. I imagine everyone's loud sometimes, right? I think this is maybe a little overblown when it comes to that. I understand most Americans might be louder in regular conversations, especially when they're on the bus or the train. I get that. That's totally fair. But like if you're just getting excited or you're at a rave, I suppose that can differ slightly. But when you're at a place where, you know, the expectation of volume is a little higher, do we really stand out that much?
You know, there's a part of you that's always like, we're the good guys, you know, like even if you know, like, you're not really the good guys. There's part of you, like whatever country you live in, you're like, we're doing good things. We're like contributing in some form or another. Like people like us. But then you get to another country and realize that's not entirely true. Now, I do believe a lot of that has to do with the current situation that the world is in and the current administration that the United States is in. Yeah. I would just be very vocal about being...
I would agree with that. I also would say... It's gotten bigger and crazier, obviously, because of the current political climate, the current administration. But it's not like that's the only reason. And what I mean by that is the sentiment and disdain for the U.S. existed way before that, right? I've seen old videos of people still ripping on America and Americans before the current administration got in. So it's not like it's a new thing. But, of course, the current situation has only made it, 10x worse.
Pro equal rights and people honestly.
Which is a crappy position for us to be in. The volume in Northern Europe is way lower than in Southern Europe. That said, a bunch of U.S. citizens gathered is much noisier than locals anywhere. I was going to say, aren't there some European countries or cultures, rather, that are loud? Come on, right? Although apparently we're still louder here. So attitudes towards USA, anecdotal people I know, is not just because of the current administration. That just drags it down further. That's what I'm saying. It's not anything new, right? Anyone acting like it's just because of the current administration hasn't been around for a long time, because this is as old as the caution and kind of looking down on the U.S. I'm pretty sure existed, before I was born. So it's only gathered up and gotten more steam over the past few decades, and then, of course, over the past, year or two. Also, things like this next clip I'm about to show, I've actually shown in another video before, but I'm going to show it again to show that, this gives us a bad name. You can hear it, right? If I can find a scene here. These are Americans in Italy. Or Greece. Sorry about that. It's Greece. I'm all for having fun in another country. Be happy you're there. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, life's not really a movie like that, though, right? Don't do that. I'm annoyed, and I'm American, sitting in a private room here. You know what I'm saying? These comments are amazing, but I'll show you a couple. How did you know I was American? Exactly. What could it have been that gave it away? They always forget that people live here. It's not Disneyland or a movie set. I mean, like I said in another video, I would almost take it as a compliment that people, almost feel magical when they're in, some European spots, some European cities. That is a compliment to your city, right? But don't actually act like you're in Disneyland or on a movie set. That goes for the tourists. Like, don't act like that, right? So it's kind of an interesting thing. Like, yes, be amazed, take it all in, but like try and do it, be respectful and be normal. They 100% think everyone is having fun with them / watching them in wonder. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's the sad part. I think most people are definitely not. They're not having fun with them. They're wondering what the hell is the commotion out there at what looks to be pretty late at night. American Final Boss. Definitely up there, although I think I've found the American Final Boss before. This is the final boss. Could someone please tell me why they only sell junk food in American food section in European supermarkets? Yeah, you see what I mean? Why don't they sell healthy food, which America is known for all around the world? Oh my God. As an American expat living in the country of Europe, I feel offended. Yeah, you see what I mean? You see what I mean? I warned you. That's the final American boss. Yeah, because we're definitely known for bundles and bundles of healthy food in the U.S. How dare Europe poorly represent us?
Gosh, guys, look! No, not that. Look.
Of course.
Come on, guys, let's
Accurate.
go. Gosh,
I'm
guys.
telling you, I can't get into it too deep, but I just know, I literally know people in real life that have basically done this. They've acted like this when they got to go to some European countries. Yep. They wanted no part of the local culture. Get me American food, get me American soda ASAP. Otherwise, I'm going to have a breakdown. I could promise you this won't be me. Some people, you take the American out of America, but you can't take the America out of them.
Europe, my favorite country.
Yep.
It's a continent.
Yeah, right. Don't be ridiculous. Come on.
This is
God.
so bitter. Disgusting. I don't think they put any sugar in it.
Who puts sugar in their coffee?
Are you kidding?
All right, how far is this place?
It's like 20 minutes.
So bad.
We should get an Uber, right?
Uber, we're walking.
Walking for 20 minutes?
Yeah, it's like 2 kilometers away.
What's
know-
a kilometer?
You know what's crazy?
What's-
is that some of these I actually realize it is just wild, right? That a 20-minute walk is probably a daily occurrence for so many millions, maybe even billions of people around the world. But that is just like, I realize we're in a weird position. Are there Americans that walk? Of course there are, right? It's just not many. And so when the idea of a 20-minute walk, me being a reasonable person, realizing that is so rare here, like I'm realizing when was the last time I went on a 20-minute walk out of necessity? I can't even remember. Now, we go for walks just, because it's good for you. I go walk around my property because I have the room for it, because, it's something I should do and stay moving and stay active, right? But I'll be honest, right? I'm an American. I don't walk to go get, to go run errands. You know what I mean?
Here are some things that we miss as Americans in Europe for the summer.
Ice water.
Oh,
Air
jeez.
Driving a car.
Not inhaling cigarette smoke.
Grilled chicken.
Hydration.
A full-size bed.
Costco.
The gym.
Oh my
Here are some
God.
things that we miss as Americans in
Is it funny that I could almost guess all of those to the T? What, the only ones I maybe wouldn't have guessed is kind of curious. They said,
Chicken.
what did they say?
Chicken. Grilled chicken.
Grilled chicken. Grilled chicken. Do they not have grilled chicken in European countries? What are they talking about? The other ones I get, right? Very American stereotypes. Also, I'm pretty sure I thought Costco was in Europe. Now, granted, Europe's big. So maybe Costco's not in every country. I would probably guess that. The rest of it is just ridiculous, right? The water situation, everyone acted like you can't stay hydrated. They said water and hydration. So they hinted at that twice in this list. The fact that people act like you can't stay hydrated in a European country might be one of the weirdest things the internet has ever churned out. Like, I just don't get it. Like, I know European countries are all different, and I know Europe is a lot different than the US, but it's not that different. People still, stay hydrated. Now, this one's a good one. I agree with this. Seeing this looks awesome, right? The sense of community and kind of bonding events that can happen in European cultures is really cool, right? And it's something that's really lacking right now, right? I feel like it's been fading away for maybe a decade or so, but really right now, the sense of community is heavily not there. It's not present in the U.S., and that's not a fun place. That's not a fun place to be in society. POV, you're an American at your first English football game. I mean, that looks like it would be a lot of fun. You try bringing a beer to your seat. I'm a little confused. They're saying no. So did they buy the beer at the game? Right? That looks like they bought it, right? It's in just a cup, like they give you when you buy a beer at a sporting event. It's not like they brought that in their pocket, right? So if you can buy it at the event, how are you not allowed to bring it to your seat? I'm a little confused. Is this like a very stadium-specific thing? Or is this all of England or all of Europe? Like, what are we talking about here? I mean, how many times have we learned that beer culture is extremely strong in European countries, arguably stronger than it, definitely stronger than it is here in the U.S.? Someone says, for Americans that don't get it, me, it's banned because we had a massive hooliganism problem in the 70s and 80s. Okay. An example of an event that caused the ban is the Heysel Stadium disaster. Let's look that up, shall we? Let's go search Google. Let's go. Where's the view here? Heysel Stadium disaster. Let's go to good old wiki. A crowd disaster on the 29th of May, 1985, when, what is this, Juventus fans were escaping from an attack by Liverpool fans when they were pressed against a wall in the Heysel Stadium in Brussels, Belgium, before the start of an 85 European Cup final. Here's a photograph from the disaster. Of course, it doesn't let me zoom in. There, you kind of get to zoom in there. Low quality, but looks like a mess for sure. The stadium was in need of maintenance and had not been adequately updated. It failed inspections before the disaster. That's not good. And a wall collapsed under the force. Holy crap, a whole wall collapsed. 39 spectators were, oh my God. 39 people lost their life. 600 more were injured. That is insane. I have never heard of this, by the way. An hour before the final was due to kick off, incidents of aggression before the two sets of supporters were taking place across the flimsy divide between the Liverpool section and what was intended to be a neutral section for those who had purchased tickets in Belgium. Long story short, people were throwing stuff back and forth, and, the wrestling started, and, the wall collapsed. That's insane, man. I like how they actually went ahead with the match, right? They played the game regardless, and Juventus won. Is it Juventus or Juventus? I'm sorry, I don't know. Winning 1-0. Wow, English football clubs were therefore banned from UEFA, from all European competitions. It was then lifted later in 1990. Wow, this is interesting. Perhaps we can, revisit this a little more in depth at another time. But that is pretty freaky, right? I know that football matches in Europe get really intense. But you guys will have to help me out a little bit with the whole beer thing, right? Do they sell beer at the stadium? Because it looks like they do. But then what are the rules that go along with it? I'm a little confused by that. The obvious looks like you can't bring beer to your seat. They don't want people throwing beers, I'm sure, but more so they don't want people drinking and then getting in fights and stuff. I'm imagining. I don't really know. If someone wants to put together the pieces for me, I appreciate it. But that is terrifying. That's a shame. And here we are decades later, and the effects of this are still felt, apparently. Wow. Americans playing basketball in Europe. Oh, he got called for traveling. Backcourt. What the heck? Oh, I see. They're getting... Okay. I just connected the dots. They're basically saying, hey, we actually follow the rules, like, how the sport's supposed to be played. Look at this comment. NBA is a show, European basketball is a sport. Yeah, that is, I get it now. Like, all the traveling and very lackadaisical, inconsistent rules following and, rule calling in the NBA. Yeah, this is kind of funny, actually. Wow, that's something I did not expect to see. So in other words, Americans playing basketball in Europe are in for quite a few surprises. They got to adjust their game a little bit.
This manual transmission, Audi A4, you drive. Here. Oh, no, I'm just going to do automatic. No, we don't have automatic, just that.
POV Americans renting a car in a cheap Slavic place.
I don't know what a manual is. Okay, so you have clutch. No, I don't know what a manual is.
Oh my God.
Okay, so you have clutch. You
Oh.
First gear in the clutch, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. That is it, and reverse. I don't know what
Good
you're
luck.
talking about. Yes. Oh, and when you go on the hill, make sure you take emergency brake. When you go up the hill, release emergency brake, then go up the hill. What? Yes. I think I'm gonna go rent somewhere else. I can't do that. I don't know what you're talking about. I can't give you a refund. You already paid for it. Hopefully, I don't
Wow.
crash. No, sorry. That is all car that we have in our company. Sorry. Okay. Thank you.
I'm so glad I know how to drive a manual. I would be actually thrilled to have a rental car that's a manual transmission here. Well, there, I meant. Because here, every single rental company, their whole fleet is all automatics, right? Because they know no one can drive manuals. So, like, it's the opposite in especially some countries, a Slavic country, like shown here. I'm all about it. I think that's freaking awesome. I wonder how many times, though, over the years has this actually happened where an American didn't do the research. They already paid for it. Here you go. Here's your car. And it's a manual. And they just can't do anything about it. What a funny but kind of freaky thing to discover. I wonder how these Americans fared, because I imagine it was not pretty.
So traveling in Europe as an American, you're like, oh wow, it's undeniably better here in many ways. And then I have to pay for water at a restaurant, and I'm like, freedom isn't free. And I look down at my hand, and I have a flag, an American flag in my hand. I go, how'd this get here? I don't know. Anyway,
What?
so traveling
Over water? Or we can go to the comments where the common sense has shown itself. Where the hell are these Americans paying for water at restaurants? Bottled water is always at a cost in both the Europe and the U.S. This is true. Tap water is free. She's used to getting tap water at all the sit-down restaurants in the U.S. That's what she's used to. If you do want a bottle of water, you pay for it. That goes for any restaurant. I'm not sure if some people are willfully ignorant or they're trolling. I don't know.
I can't get over since moving from New York to London is the lack of dryers. Like, it's nice I have a washing machine, but where is the dryer? Like, I just did this load and my towels are so crunchy. Ooh. These used to be the world's softest towels, and I feel like
the world's
now,
softest towels, guys.
You can even like see it. They are just
it does look crispy though, I'll admit it.
From air drying.
Yeah.
If you have any tips on how to make them like soft and not crunchy, let me know. I feel like they get better after you use them once, but like seriously. Also the eyesore of having your laundry hanging. I can't. One thing I can't get over.
Damn, she did not hold back. I don't know how to get them softer, but I will say this. I know it's not as common, right, to have like the big washer, the big dryer like we do in the U.S. in European countries. Now, I have seen, if you don't want to hang them to dry all the time, I thought that I've heard before that a lot of European countries you can get, they have actual, like, it's more common to have the machines where it's a washer and a dryer and it's more compact. So, I mean, she should just get one of those, right, if she's so inclined. First day in Paris. Yep, she looks like an American, totally. 6 months in Paris. Uh-oh, she's starting to change. Holy crap. 1 year in Paris. She's wearing a see-through shirt with presumably no bra. Must be a French thing, maybe a Parisian thing. I'll let you guys tell me about that. That would definitely not happen in the U.S. I'm going to cut it there. That was some different perspectives on what it's like right now being Americans in Europe, the beautiful country of Europe. I kid. You know I'm a lot better than that. The various countries, cultures, regions, and so forth of the European continent. I really enjoyed that. That was pretty funny. I really appreciate you being here. And like I said, I think the comments will be good on this one. There's a couple things love hearing about and kind of learning from you guys. So thank you ahead of time. I appreciate you watching. Hope to see you again. It's going to do it for this one. My name is Ian. You're watching IWrocker. Until next time, y'all. Catch you later.